Welcome into WCMP's production of high school basketball. And now let's head to the court with Game Day Gilman.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's broadcast of boys basketball here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, and streaming live online at WCMPradio.com. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, and I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's game between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Proctor Rails. Both of these teams sit in the Section 7AA, and right now looking at the section, it's a big section in Class 2A. It's probably one of the bigger ones, as they have well over 10 teams in this section, and Hinckley-Finlayson is down below that 10 spot, but that does not mean that they are not a good team, because in this section right here, Hinckley-Finlayson right now is ranked 13th and Proctor 11th. But again, these two teams very, very good, very tough. And Hinckley-Finlayson, when I've watched them, there are games where they do struggle, but every time that I watch them play, they are giving it all, their everything, until that final buzzer. No matter the score, whether they're winning or losing, they are out here all the time, just pushing and giving it everything they have got. And right now they are one game below 500 at 11-12. Proctor, they're 6-16. Proctor has played more section games than Hinckley-Finlayson has. Proctor has played 11, while Hinckley-Finlayson has played 5. Proctor has a 4-7 record in the section, while Hinckley-Finlayson has a 2-3 record in the section. And as we get towards the end of the regular season, of course, we got to take a look at the playoff standings, and we can go right here to the QRF. As I mentioned, Hinckley-Finlayson in that 13th spot, Proctor in that 11th spot, and it's a race for the finish, really, between all these teams, and it's who can win here late in the season, because a lot of times it's late in the season when the standings and everything do come important, because that's usually when you're playing a lot more section opponents or even your class opponents. It is late in the season, and right now, where Hinckley-Finlayson sits, they would have to travel up to Moose Lake Willow River for their first playoff game of the playoffs, and that would be on March 10th. So as of right now, as the 13th seed, they would have to travel up to Moose Lake Willow River High School to take on the Rebels in their first round playoff game. But a win here tonight over Proctor would certainly help their standings, as Hinckley-Finlayson sits right now with 53 QRF points and Proctor with 58. And there is only 7 points separating the top 10 from the bottom part, from where Hinckley-Finlayson sits at 13th. And in fact, we can even go a little bit lower down to 15th place. There's only 8 points separating, the 15th place team all the way up to the 8th place team. So there is a slim margin right now, and that margin is going to get really, really scattered with these last couple of games here for both of these teams, because if Hinckley-Finlayson wins tonight, well, they would definitely move up the board in the QRF standings, because Proctor's ahead of them, so Hinckley-Finlayson would grab more QRF points. Right now, for Proctor, as we look at them, 6-16 on the season. Not the season they had hoped for, but they got wins over International Falls, Virginia, Cromwell, Wright, Duluth, Denfeld, and Two Harbors, along with Eveleth Gilbert. And they since lost to Superior this past Friday, 97-26, did the Proctor Rails. And the Proctor Rails, as I mentioned, come into this game 6-16, scoring 59 points per game and allowing 77. On the other side, for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, they're just one game below 500 at 11-12. They're 7-5 in the conference, so not a bad year for them in the conference, but they lost to Rush City on Tuesday, 79-52. and they would hope to get a last couple of wins here on the season. It starts tonight, and then they'll wrap up the season next week with a game on Tuesday again in Barnum, and then a game on the road against Mora on Friday, February 25th. So not an easy schedule to end the regular season for Hinckley-Finlayson, but if they want to improve their QRF standing and get into that top 10, these next 3 games are going to be huge for them to make that happen. And a top 10, you'll get a better team to play if they were able to move into that 10th spot. Well, they would play what would then be the 7th seed in the playoffs, which would be Evelyn Gilbert. So again, it can all shake up from here, because you got to remember the teams in the top 10 could also fall. It all depends on who plays who and when they play them, and who wins and who loses. So Hinckley-Finlayson really has a good chance right now to improve their standings in the QRF and get a better playoff seed, but they'll have to get through the Proctor Rails first here tonight at home. That JV game was a pretty good one here between these two teams, Proctor and Hinckley-Finlayson. Of course, we had a couple of games canceled here this evening, or rescheduled rather. There were a couple of games. I know the Hinckley-Finlayson girls were supposed to play right here against Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. They rescheduled that for February 26th. So they'll still play against Walker-Hackensack-Akeley with the Hinckley-Finlayson girls, but just on the 26th of February instead. So the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars getting set to take on the Proctor Rails here tonight. We'll take a moment to hear a word from our fine sponsors. When we come back, we'll be ready for tip-off here in Hinckley-Finlayson.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, a people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
3 words: Sriracha Cheese Curds. Introducing the latest A&W family restaurant side with a kick. Sriracha Cheese Curds have arrived at A&W. We've spiced up our 100% Wisconsin white cheddar cheese curds with just the right amount of Sriracha heat. You can enjoy Sriracha Cheese Curds with your favorite A&W combo or on their own. Make sure to cool off the heat with a frosty mug of original A&W root beer. Hurry in, Sriracha Cheese Curds are only available for a limited time at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
Feeling a little cold this winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look us up, deheatingcooling.com.
The holidays are over and we're all dreaming about spring. But at Aquarius Home Services, we know Old Man Winter isn't done with us yet. Remember last year? We had snow in April. That's why at Aquarius, we're offering $65 off any furnace repair. With your safety and comfort as our top priority, we'll treat your home and time with respect. We'll provide options that make sense with upfront, no-surprise pricing. We're just a click away at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. The Hinckley-Finlayson boys getting set to take on the Proctor Rails. Your starting lineups here tonight for the Proctor Rails will be number 2, junior Carter St. Germain, number 4, Joshua Sinat, number 11, Colin Aho, number 12, Ty Nyberg, and number 24, Colvin Carter. The Proctor Rails are head coached by Cole Lipinski. On the other side for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, it'll be number 3, Silas Lefebvre, number 10, Trey Visser, number 21, Lucas Kreft, number 23, Ashton Hosler, and number 35, John Buchanan. Now, of course, the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars are head coached by Dan Kreft. So the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars will get a quick huddle before coming out onto the court. 18 minutes up on that scoreboard here at Hinckley-Finlayson High School. Again, if you're not here, you decide to stay home, I want to thank you for tuning in here this evening to this basketball game here, the Section 7 AA basketball game between the Jaguars and the Rails. It's Kreft and Aho at the center line for the tip-off, and the Rails get the tip, and it's Nyberg with it for the Rails. Nyberg passes it to the top of the key to Aho. Back to Nyberg on the near side. Nyberg works it to the top of the key, now gives it back to Aho on the far side elbow. Trying to get around Buchanan, drives inside, puts it up. Shot is no good, rebounded there by Lucas Kreft. Kreft up on the near side. Now inside to Buchanan. Buchanan wanted to go and try and take the basket, but now gives it to Visser for 3. And Visser for 3 on the assist from Buchanan. Makes it an early 3-0 lead for Hinckley-Finlayson. Colvin Carter gives it to Aho, now back to Carter. Carter wanted to drive inside, but good defense there by Hosler. And both of them fall, but it gets to Aho as Carter lost it for a moment. Now to Nyberg. Nyberg coming in on the near side, puts up a little floater towards the net. It's no good. Rebounded by Buchanan. And stolen right back by Colvin Carter. And he puts it up and in for 2. So 3-2 now the score. Hinckley-Finlayson leads over Proctor. Lefebvre with it, double team now to Buchanan. Look to take the shot from the free throw line, but a nice job by Proctor to get a hand on his shot, and Buchanan knew it, and he didn't want to take the shot, but he also came down as he jumped, so it's going to be called a travel, and Buchanan, he knew it as soon as he did it. He also knew he really didn't have any option because, well, he went up for the shot, it was blocked, and really had nowhere to go with it. Colvin Carter for 3, that's no good off the mark. Buchanan with another rebound here for Hinckley-Finlayson. Up the court go the Jaguars. And for 3 on the other side, this time is Ashton Hosler. Hosler for 3. He makes it 6-2 now. Inside, stolen away by Lefebvre of the Jaguars. Lefebvre takes up the court, tries to spin around, gives it back to Buchanan for 3, off the mark. And Colvin Carter going to get the rebound. Up the court quickly go the Rails. Carter up and in for 2. (6-4) is the score. Hinckley-Finlayson with the lead here for Hinckley-Finlayson. Lefebvre, top of the key. Pass it back to Buchanan. Buchanan going to drive inside, puts up a shot, no good, contested, and it's knocked around. Rebound will go to Nyberg, and Nyberg takes it up the court to Carter, in for 2. That'll tie things up at 6 apiece here between the Rails and the Jaguars. Now on the far side for Kreft. Kreft gives it to Lefebvre. Lefebvre all the way over to Hosler on the near side. Hosler back to Lefebvre. Takes the wide open 3. It's a little bit too hard. On the shot, rebounded once again by Nyberg for the Rails. And he gives it off to Aho, who thought about the 3, faked it, and then he traveled as he went to drive inside. 6-6 your score, 15:08 to go in the first half. Lefebvre with the inbound. He'll take it up the court. Getting guarded well by St. Germain. Now to Buchanan, up. Oh, no good. The roll is unkind. And Aho gets the rebound. Now off to Nyberg. Nyberg on the near side. Lob pass in to Sinat. Sinat back out to Nyberg for 3. That is well short, and Visser comes up with it. Visser on the far side gives it to Hosler. Hosler right back to Visser. Visser guarded well. He'll give it back to Kreft on that same side right behind him. Kreft gives it off to Lefebvre. Lefebvre, lob pass in the corner to Visser. Visser almost loses it. Gives it back to Kreft. Kreft, well, he wants to drive inside. Tries to give it off to Lefebvre. Stolen away by Colbin Carter. Carter gets the pass here from Nyberg. Right back to Nyberg from Carter. Nyberg top of the key, gives it off to St. Germain. St. Germain all the way across court to Aho on the elbow. Now to Sinat. Sinat back to Aho for 3. And that's no good. And Jaguars seemingly just didn't want to go get the rebound, and now Colbin Carter gets it himself, puts it up and in for 2. Jaguars, I don't know if they knew the shot went up because it just looked like no one from their team went to after the rebound. Buchanan gets a pass from Lefebvre, and as he spins around, man, that ball goes flying. Taking up the court is Nyberg, now Colbin Carter. Carter looking for the spin around, gives it back out to St. Germain for 3, and that's good. St. Germain with 3, makes it 11-6. Now Visser up the court with it, trying to get around the defender. Almost triple teamed. Tries to go inside to Kreft. Kreft had to run after that one, extend his arms. And now to Lefebvre, now to Buchanan. Buchanan wants to go inside. Nice Euro step, up and in for 2 from John Buchanan. What a move from Buchanan to get around the defender and find the net. It's Nyberg, now off to Aho. Aho to St. Germain. St. Germain for 3. That's going to come up well short. Nyberg gets it. Tried to get it off of Lefebvre, but it will roll, and Lefebvre has it. He drives inside, puts up the shot. It's in! Plus the and 1. What a move from Silas Lefebvre. Lefebvre is 5'10", as a sophomore, but man, he will make you pay with his nifty moves. 12:40 to go. Jaguars 10-11. They trail with a chance from Lefebvre at a 3-point play to tie this game up. Shot is up and good. Lefebvre, a 3-point play, ties this thing at 11. Nyberg, he has it at the Jaguar logo, walking it up the court. Lob pass inside for Sinat. It's stolen away by Kreft. Kreft will get the steal, and then up the court go the Jaguars, but before the shot goes, going to get a foul on Proctor. This one's going to be on St. Germain. That's now 2 team fouls here for Proctor. Kreft inbounds to Lefebvre. Lefebvre gives it off to Visser. Visser creeping to the far side. He stops, gives it to Buchanan. Buchanan tried to get it through traffic, but it's going to be stolen away there by Aho, and St. Germain will put it up and in for 2. 13-11, Proctor takes the lead right back off the steal. Buchanan tried to get it through traffic, and now again nearly stolen away by the Rails. And going to get a kick ball here. Kick ball call on the Jaguars, and the Rails will take over. Under 12 minutes to go, 13-11. Rails with the lead. Nyberg up past half court. Then we get a foul here on John Buchanan for Hinckley-Finlayson, his first, team's first. He pushed a little too much on the Rail offensive player. Nyberg to Aho, now to St. Germain. St. Germain to Nyberg. Nyberg back to St. Germain, now to Carter. Carter looking for the screen, but Visser there to guard. Carter tries the spin move, but Hosler right there with nice defense. Now to Aho. He drives inside, puts up the shot. It's no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back in for 2. 15-11. Proctor Rails with the lead. Silas Lefebvre has it. Gives it off far side to Kreft. Kreft guarded well, has it poked out, but he gets it back. Now he'll give it to Visser. Visser off to Hosler. Now to Silas Lefebvre, near side for 3, a little bit long, and rebounded there by Nyberg. Nyberg with the rebound, gets it off to St. Germain. No good on the shot, but a foul call on the Rails on the offensive charge. That'll be their 3rd team foul. St. Germain's 2nd. 15-11, Rails lead, 11:01 to go in this first half. Checking into the game is Jordan Masterson and Levi Degerstrom for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. Visser to Degerstrom in the far side corner, gets it back to Lefebvre. Lefebvre, pull up 3, no good. It doesn't even touch the rim, but nice job there. That's Visser with the hustle play. Masterson gets it back, and now we're going to get a tie-up between Sanat and Lefebvre, and the possession favors the Jaguars. Nice job there by Visser as he went flying out of bounds to keep that ball alive, and Jordan Masterson came up with it. Just a heads-up play there by the Jaguars. Inbounded to Visser. Visser fakes the pass one way. Travels onto the near side. Now passes to Lefebvre. Lefebvre goes inside to Masterson. Masterson to Visser for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Lefebvre had the rebound for a moment, and it's stolen away there by Nicholas Breed. Nyberg with it. Gives it off to Sanat. Sanat, he has it. Thought about the jump back 3. Now over to Aho. Aho pulls up for 3. That's no good. Wow. Absolutely just out of nowhere comes Sanat for the rebound and puts it up and in for 2. I mean, he came out of thin air, it seemed like. Visser over to Degerstrom for 3. No good. And getting the rebound for the Rails is Nyberg. And you get a whistle. The ball went out of bounds off of Hinckley-Finlayson. Inbounded to Nyberg. Nyberg, he's at the Jaguar logo where he pauses, waits a moment. Basically gives his offense just a breather. Aho, a long 3 there from Sanat. No good, but Aho will get the rebound. Now to Breed, to Aho. Aho inside to Sanat. Sanat gets around 1, tries to go with the backwards layup. It is no good, but a foul here on Hinckley-Finlayson. 17-11, 9:20 to go. That'll be Hinckley-Finlayson's 2nd and the first for Lucas Kreft. It was not a shooting foul, so Proctor gets to inbound, and now we get another foul here on Hinckley-Finlayson. Another foul here on Kreft, his 2nd. And back into the game is Hosler. As Carter will inbound, it was tipped, but getting it back is Sanat, and now it's going to go out of bounds off of Sanat. So the Jaguars will get it back. The Jaguars have it on their side. Jaguars looking. And that shot is no good. Rebounded by the Jaguars. Silas Lefebvre for three, no good. But this rebounded here by Hosler. And now for two, which is no good, but looks like we get a whistle and a foul on the rails. Visser draws the foul from Aho, his second. And the Rails fourth as a team. 8:50 to go. Rails lead 17-11. Visser's first one is off the front of the rim, no good. So no good on the first free throw from Trey Visser, trying to convert the second one. No good, and the rebound by Sinat. Carter up the court with it. He puts up a shot, no good, and Jordan Masterson comes down with the rebound for Hinckley-Finlayson. Quickly up to Silas Lefebvre. Lefebvre ball handling, nearly loses it himself, so he has to spin around and get it back. Nice pass up inside. That layup a little bit high, but Trey Visser gets it to fall on the assist from Silas Lefebvre, makes it 17-13. And Lefebvre almost too good a ball handling for his own self. He almost tripped and fell and slipped and everything else, and now a quick two attempt from Nyberg is rebounded here by Silas Lefebvre. Lefebvre up, a little jumper. Oh, and the nice assist from the rim there on that one. Quickly go the Rails, though, up the court. And no good on the shot here from Sinat, rebounded by Jordan Masterson. It's 17-15. Jaguars trail with under 8 to go. Dagerstrom goes inside to Visser. Visser nearly has it stolen away by Carter, and Visser, that was Carter on the rail side. He had to slap it back from going in out of bounds, and then he wound up pushing it out of bounds the backside of the court. So it winds up staying with the Jaguars. And now we get a timeout here from Hinckley-Finlayson. 17-15 they lead, 7:45 to go here in half number one. Rails lead over the Jaguars. It's been a pretty good matchup here. Back and forth they have gone. Neither team has really taken full control here. I mean, 17-11 is the lead that the Rails had. But it just never looked like they really had full control. Neither team really has, and because both teams have had their fair share of mistakes, but it's just been really good defense here, and then the offenses have found some areas to shoot the ball and where they've been successful, and the rebounding is really even so far. So, I mean, really so far it's an even game. It's an even matchup, and it's been a fun one up to this point. Dagerstrom will inbound, gets out to Lefebvre. Lefebvre inside, and that is no good by Buchanan. And the Rails get it back. Rails up the court, goes Carter. And we get a charge on Colbin Carter. Lefebvre does a good job to position himself in the lane that Carter was driving. And Lefebvre draws the foul on Carter. That's his first, team's fifth. And Lefebvre just always seems to be in the right spot at the right time. He is so smart, so athletic, just to get himself into that position to draw the foul. And usually he has a pretty clean game himself. Lefebvre tried to pass to Buchanan, and then Buchanan looked for Masterson inside. That went well over his head. Now the Rails will get it back. Nyberg gives it off to Carter. Carter back to Nyberg. Nyberg, he's guarded well by Lefebvre. Now gives it off here to Dane Oman. That pass goes awry, and it'll go out of bounds. Last touch by Proctor. So the Jaguars will take over. Checking into the game here for the Rails is Revan King. Get a little bit of a wet spot down there on the court that we just take care of real quick. And back to action. Lefebvre gets the inbound pass, and he'll kind of walk it up the court. That turns it into a jog. Now to Dagerstrom. Dagerstrom back to Lefebvre, off to Hosler. Hosler on the near side, all the way across court to Dagerstrom. Dagerstrom back across to Hosler. Hosler to Buchanan. Buchanan near side corner for three. That's good. What a clean swish there from Buchanan for three, and that'll give Hinckley-Finlayson the 18-17 lead. And now Carter looking for an answer with a three. That's no good. Rebounded by Buchanan. Up the court quickly goes Lefebvre. Lefebvre, nice move inside. No good on the shot. And a fight for the rebound. And Masterson got it, but they call the jump ball before Masterson can pull it away. So Proctor will catch a break there. Masterson, he got his arms around it and ripped it away, but right as soon as he ripped it away, the referees called the whistle and a stop to play for the jump ball. Nyberg with it, fakes the pass inside, now goes to King. King trying to back his way in and said he'll pass it back outside, but waiting for that one was Degerstrom. Degerstrom takes it up court, waits for his offense to get back, and a smart move there, and now it's going to be stolen away back by the rails, and oh my goodness, hopefully both of those young men are okay. Silas Lefebvre goes up to block the shot from Breed, who got the steal, and they both hit the deck hard. And the foul will go on Lefebvre, the team's fourth, his first. My goodness. What a hustle play there by Silas Lefebvre to go back and try and block the shot. He did get the block, but then they both went to the court really hard. The shot is up and good from Breed. But my goodness, what a scary moment that was as they both hit the deck really hard. They're both up and okay, 18 all now after Breed makes the first. Breed no good on the second, 1 of 2. And Masterson, he had it, but then I think Proctor may have went over and touched it. That's why it went through Masterson's hands. So it will go back to the Jaguars. We're tied at 18, under 6 to go, 5:45. Degerstrom has it on the far side, gives it to Buchanan. Buchanan now to Lefebvre. Lefebvre goes inside to Masterson. Masterson wanted the spin around. Lefebvre to Hosler. Now to Degerstrom, the near side corner for three. Oh, that's off the side of the backboard, but he gets it back, does Degerstrom. And now Degerstrom fighting for it, gets it off to Lefebvre. Lefebvre works out of a bit of a double team that would have turned into a trap. Masterson now to Degerstrom, now to Buchanan in the far side corner for three. That's good! Buchanan for three. Makes it 21-18, Jaguars. Nyberg to Carter. Carter directing Oman to the other side of the court. Now to King. King, he'll give it right back to Carter. Carter, top of the key for three. That's good. What a nice shot there from Carter on the assist from King. He'll tie things up at 21. Lefebvre, pass to... that's Hosler. Now to Lefebvre, to Masterson, and going to get a foul call here on Proctor. 21 all, 4:40 to go. And that it will be the first one on Revan King, the team's sixth for the Rails. Lefebvre will get a much-needed breather as Trey Visser checks back into the game for Hinckley-Finlayson. 4:40 to go, tied at 21. Degerstrom will inbound to Hosler, and it's going to go off of a rail. A rail player, I should say. So the Jaguars will hold on to it. Degerstrom gets it inbounded to Visser. Visser on the far side goes inside to Masterson. Masterson wanted to turn around, put up the shot. He does put up the shot, but was fouled. And Masterson will go to line and shoot two. The thing with Masterson is this young man, he can really play outside or in. And what I mean by that is he can hit the shots no matter where he is on the court. I mean, they like to get him inside to shoot, but I've seen him hit a couple of threes. That foul on King for the Rails, and Masterson no good on the first one. Oh, he still has a chance here to break the tie. And he makes it on the second one. And will break the tie. Makes it 22-21. With it right now is King for the Rails. And No good. Rebounded here by Buchanan. Buchanan has it back on the pass. Now gives it to Hosler. Hosler to Degerstrom. Degerstrom right back to Hosler. Now over to Visser. Visser gives it to Buchanan. Buchanan going to pull up the long two. It's in. John Buchanan makes it a 24-21 lead for Hinckley-Finlayson. Now with it are the Rails. Trying to go inside is Breed. Breed to the basket. He just found a wide open lane and decided that, hey, no one's there. I'm going to chance it. And what a good idea that was from Breed. Hosler pauses, fakes the pass one way, goes to Degerstrom. Degerstrom all the way across court to Visser. Now Masterson will pull up for the long two. It's no good. Rebounded there by Carter. Up the court go the Rails. Carter with it. Pauses, gives it over to Omen. Omen back to Carter. Carter for three. And that's off the front of the rim, but it goes and drops right into Breed's hands. That is no good. And Nyberg trying to go on the other side for three on the far side corner. Nyberg gets the three to fall, and it's 26-24 Rails. Back and forth we go here in the first half. Buchanan looking to answer with a three, no good. And Omen gets the rebound for the Rails. Buchanan been pretty good shooting here tonight with 2.5 to go, but could not convert that one to give the Jaguars the lead right back. 26-24 Rails with the lead. Nyberg gets it on a pass from King. Nyberg, Omen. Omen in the near side. Going to drift towards the top of the key, gives it to Carter. Carter on the other side, trying to get it, and to Breed, but Breed had his shot blocked by Buchanan, but I believe they're going to get Buchanan for a foul on that one. They will. 26-24. And now Breed will be at the line to shoot two. First one, no good. Buchanan came from behind, got the swat, but he got more than the hand, so it's going to be a foul. Checking into the game now for Hinckley-Finlayson is Marcel Ritchie. And he gets a big round of applause as he checks into the game. He checks in for Buchanan as Breed gets set for his second of two. Shot is up and no good. And getting the rebound is Degerstrom. Degerstrom quickly up to LaFave. To Marcel Ritchie. In off the backboard for two. Marcel Ritchie will tie this game up at 26. Nice job there by Ritchie just to take what the defense gave him there on that one. Breed with it. Gets it out to St. Germain. St. Germain gives it off now to Sinat on the far side corner. He wants to drive inside. Shot is up. No good. Rebounded here by Visser. Visser gives it off to Degerstrom up on the far side of the court. Now giving it to LaFave. LaFave just going to take the three from there, and he drains it. Silas LaFave on the assist from Degerstrom makes it a 29-26 game. What a matchup here tonight. Nyberg nearly loses it on the poke from LaFave. That's a good matchup to watch. And now driving inside is Aho, no good. Rebounded there by Sinat. He puts it up and in for two. Makes it 29-28 with under a minute and a half to go. LaFave pauses, gives it off to Degerstrom. Degerstrom driving to the middle. Now gives it to LaFave. LaFave, step back two is good. Step back two is good from LaFave. And man, he just makes it look silky smooth. That's one thing with his moves. It's not like a jerk reaction or he's jerking around out there. It's so smooth with each one of his movements. It just looks, it's smooth like butter. Oh, and nice drive inside by Ty Nyberg to put it up and in for two. 31-30 now. And under 45 seconds to go. We have 33 seconds to go in the first half. LaFave gets a screen from Marcel Ritchie. He passes it, but it goes off of a Proctor rail. Now gets it to Ritchie. Ritchie has it poked out by Nyberg. Nyberg going to get the steal. And the Rails will probably look here for the last shot of the first half and to try to go into half with the lead. And if you're the Jaguars, that's exactly what you don't want. 14 seconds to go now. 13 inside. And maybe the secretly let him there get that shot. It's Sinat with the shot, 32-31, but the Jaguars looking for that last shot. No good on that one, and that'll be it. Hosler did get the rebound before the buzzer sounded, but Jaguars won't be able to get a shot off. And we're going to halftime, and what a half of play it was here between these two teams. My goodness, it has been a back-and-forth matchup here in this one. Hinckley-Finlayson does trail at half against the Proctor Rails, 32-31. But if that's what the first half was like, I can't wait to see how the second half is going to play out. We'll take a commercial break here. Word from some of our fine sponsors, and when we come back, I'll recap the first half and give you some keys. My keys, what I think the Jaguars need to do in the second half to get the victory. You're listening to Boys Basketball on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important, whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones. Call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
3 words: Sriracha Cheese Curds. Introducing the latest A&W family restaurant side with a kick. Sriracha Cheese Curds have arrived at A&W. We've spiced up our 100% Wisconsin white cheddar cheese curds with just the right amount of Sriracha heat. You can enjoy Sriracha Cheese Curds with your favorite A&W combo or on their own. Make sure to cool off the heat with a frosty mug of original A&W root beer. Hurry in, Sriracha Cheese Curds are only available for a limited time at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
Feeling a little cold this winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look us up, deheatingcooling.com.
The holidays are over and we're all dreaming about spring. But at Aquarius Home Services, we know Old Man Winter isn't done with us yet. Remember last year? We had snow in April. That's why at Aquarius, we're offering $65 off any furnace repair. With your safety and comfort as our top priority, we'll treat your home and time with respect. We'll provide options that make sense with upfront, no-surprise pricing. We're just a click away at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
We're at halftime here at Hinckley-Finlayson High School. This game between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Proctor Rails in this boys basketball game. The Jaguars do trail here at halftime 32-31 against the Rails, but man, what a game and what a half it was of basketball there in the first half, 31-32, and as the scoreboard shows you, it was a back and forth game between both teams. And both teams had their opportunities, both lost some, both had a couple of turnovers. And, man, it was just a fun atmosphere here in the first half. And both of these teams really got after it. And, neither team really held an overbearing lead on the other. It just, both these teams fighting really hard. They know what's at stake. There's it's a section game. Both of these teams trying to get some more wins on their resume to get into the playoffs and get a better seeding for the playoffs and maybe try and get a home game. I don't believe right now neither team would get a home game, but a win tonight here for both these teams could help them. Could help them on their cause to get a home game during the playoffs, but we'll have to wait and see. But in that first half, the Proctor Rails, as they lead 32-31 over Hinckley-Finlayson, they only had seven first half fouls and 5 first half steals as well. So they did get a couple of steals there in the first half that I'm sure Hinckley-Finlayson would not have liked to have seen, but you can bet that they will try and correct that here in the second half. Leading the way for the Rails was Colbin Carter with 11 points, then 6 for Josh Sinat, 5 for Carter St. Germain and Ty Nyberg, 3 for Nicholas Breed, and 2 for Colin Aho. And leading the way for them in rebounds was Ty Nyberg with 4 rebounds. As I mentioned, 7 first half fouls, and they'll look to clean that up a little bit here in the second half as well. On the other side for Hinckley-Finlayson, 2 guys led them in the first half with 10 points. That's Silas Lefebvre and John Buchanan. Both had 10 points there in the first half, but Buchanan, he had 4 rebounds, 2 assists in that first half along with his 10 points. We had 3 points for Ashton Hosler, 5 for Trey Visser, 2 for Marcel Ritchie, and Jordan Masterson, he had 1 on a free throw. Marcel Ritchie came in, and I think about 20 seconds after he came in, he got the ball in the paint, put up the shot, and it went off the backboard and in. So he got almost a standing ovation when he went into the game, and after he made that shot, the crowd was just ecstatic, and they wanted to see him in, and they got him the ball, and he scored on it too. So what a first half for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. 5 first half fouls, only 3 first half steals, but I mean, 5-3, that's really close between these two teams. And the turnovers, there weren't a lot there in the first half. There really weren't a bunch. And as we went on throughout the game, sometimes later as you get into a half, you might see a bunch more turnovers, but that was not the case. Both these teams playing a really clean half in terms of turnovers. Neither team really turned it over all that much, and it was, again, a clean game. I mean, the Rails would like to clean up their fouls there that they had in the first half. They had 7 to Hinckley-Finlayson's 5, but again, both teams, I know Hinckley-Finlayson is not a team that's going to foul a bunch. They play a pretty clean game just in general, and they move the ball up and down the court so quickly. And Silas Lefebvre, as you hear the crowd cheer for the little guys out there who are playing basketball, and then you get a shot made from one of the young men in purple. He made a shot, and the crowd goes absolutely nuts. Like to see these guys out there. Love to see them playing and get to be on the big boy court. And, for the guys who are out there, coaching and reffing this, grade game between these two teams, it's really cool to see that, because I don't think maybe they might, they very well might, but a lot of the times these young men who are coaching or reffing this game may not realize how much it means to these little guys out there that are playing this game. It means a lot to them. They are out here putting their whole heart and effort into this game, even though it's at halftime. They don't play a whole lot of minutes, but they give it their all, and to have the big guys out there reffing them and coaching them, it means a lot to them. So it's really cool to see, but it's just fun in general. A lot of good action here as they miss on that one. But going back to the game, it's been a very close game, a very fun one to watch. And like I mentioned, neither team has really pulled away from the other. The Rails held a 17-11 lead. That was the biggest margin of a lead there in the first half between these two teams. Other than that, it was never more than 6 points in the first half. And, I mean, it was just a fun first half between these two teams. I cannot wait to see what's in store in the second half, because, my goodness, between the Rails and the Jaguars, it will be a fun one. These two teams, they go after it here. And, Silas Lefebvre has had some absolutely outstanding moves there in the first half. Just as I mentioned, moving around like silk, just getting around the defenders. And he's made it look easy at points in time out there in the first half. But we still got a whole second half to play between these two teams. And if what we've seen in the first half is any indication of what we'll see in the second half, man, it is going to be one heck of a second half between these two teams, and I expect just as much fireworks as we've seen in the first half. So as we look at these two teams coming into this one, of course, Proctor 6-16 on the season, and they only average about 59 points per game. The way we're going, they'd be at 64 to end this one. They do give up 77 points per game. That is the second most in Section 7 AA. Only the most given up by International Falls was 78. Hinckley-Finlayson, they score about 56, so they're on their way to scoring, 62, 6 more than their usual. And they give up only 61 points per game. So we're heading into a very good finish between both of these squads, and I cannot wait to see how this one finishes out. It's going to be an exciting one here to end this game. 32-31 is the score here at halftime. And we've got about 30 seconds left of this game of the Little Tykes. And once that's over, I'm not sure if they'll give a warm-up period for the varsity guys or if they'll get right back to the game. But right now, the little guys just finishing up. We got a steal down there for the purple team. Trying to steal it back is Green with about 15 seconds left. Well, we'll take another commercial break, and when we come back, no matter what, we'll be back and ready for action here in this game between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Proctor Rails. The Rails lead over the Jaguars 32-31.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
They did give these varsity guys about 2 minutes for warm-up, and right as we went to break, I'm sure you heard the cheers, but a purple team from the youth basketball team playing out there hit a buzzer beater. Oh, a fun action here between the youth teams out there getting to play on the big guys court, and I'm sure they know that means a lot to those younger guys because they look up to them so much, and for them to play on the varsity court, that means the world to them, and it's so cool to see them play out there because they're going all out. They're not taking any breaks. They're going out there and playing hard, and it was a fun matchup there between those youth players. But getting back to the varsity game now as halftime has ended, 32-31. Jaguars trail the Proctor Rails only by 1, and again, the largest lead was by the Rails of 17-11, so only 6 points there, the biggest lead in the first half, and the Jaguars will start with it on offense to begin this second half, and what a half we had in the first half, and I'm excited to see all the action we'll have in the second. Silas Lefebvre starts with it, and he's looking inside for Buchanan. Buchanan has his arm swatted, and that ball does not get a kind roll off the rim. It's no good on the shot, and our first foul of the second half goes against St. Germain, his third in the game. Buchanan at the line to shoot 2. First one up and no good. St. Germain will check out for Omen. Buchanan makes the second. So he goes 1 of 2 and ties this thing at 32. Omen will start with it up the court for the Rails. He drifts on to the far side, now stops, gives it off to Nyberg at the top of the key. Nyberg drifting into the near side, and that is poked away by Buchanan, stolen away by Lefebvre. And it's going to be stolen right back by the Rails. That was Sanat who got the steal, and then Nyberg looking for Sanat. That goes well behind him, out of bounds, and Hinckley-Finlayson will catch a break there. Only about 30 seconds off the clock here in the second half as Lefebvre has it. Passes inside to Buchanan. Buchanan has his shot go through a couple of defenders, out of bounds. Last touched by Buchanan. It's Nyberg who will take it up the court. Nyberg passes to Sanat. Sanat, he wants to drive, spins around, gets past Buchanan, puts up the shot, and he gets it to fall. The kind roll off the rim, 34-32. Rails with the lead. Lefebvre, it's around Buchanan. Now back to Hosler. Hosler, top of the key, gives it off to Kreft. Kreft gives it back to Hosler. Hosler on the far side elbow, gets a screen from Buchanan. Pulls up from 3, that's no good. And the rebound to Omen. Nyberg gives it off to Carter. Now inside to Sanat. Sanat gets it over Buchanan, up and in for 2. That makes it 36-32. Lefebvre wants to drive inside, spins around, has his back to the defenders, out to Buchanan for 3. That's, oh my goodness, what a clean 3 that was from Buchanan on the assist from Lefebvre. That makes it 35-36. Proctor Rails still with the lead. Owen Sanat almost traveled there, and so did Aho, but that shot is up and no good. Kreft will come down with it. He gives it off to Hosler on the near side. Hosler goes towards the top of the key. He stops, gives it back to Kreft. Kreft on the near side. Backs away from the perimeter just a little bit. Now looking to drive inside on the screen from Buchanan. Gives it back to Hosler. Hosler in the near side corner. Trying to work past the defender, and now gives it to Visser. Visser has it go through his hands. It's going to be taken away by Sanat. Sanat will take it up the court for the Rails. Trying to get past Lefebvre. Now to Nyberg. Nyberg inside. Tries to put up the shot in Lefebvre. Oh, no. They're going to call Lefebvre for a foul, and got to say I respectfully disagree. Lefebvre had all ball there. And I think what they're more going with is that the bump that he got as Nyberg went up for the shot, but I don't know about that one. I respectfully disagree. I thought Lefebvre had the ball before anything, but Nyberg at the line to shoot two. He makes the first, making it 37-35 with 15 and a half to go. Nyberg will try and make it a three-point game. That free throw is good. So he does. Nyberg makes it 38-35. Rails with the lead as Lefebvre will get the inbound pass. Lefebvre driving. Pass. No look pass to Kreft on the far side. Now to Visser. Visser back out to Hosler. Hosler, top of the key. Kind of resets things just a moment. Gets a screen from Buchanan. Now goes inside to Buchanan. Buchanan shot. Oh my goodness. The defender had a hand on his shot as he put it towards the net, and Buchanan still got it to fall. Nice shot there from Buchanan. Now it's on the other side with the Rails. Nyberg gets it from Carter. Nyberg trying to drive inside, gives it back to Sanat. Sanat's going to pull up and put a shot up. No good. Oh, he does. He gets it to fall. I was going to say that's no good, but the bounce going his way as he got it to fall, and it's 40-37. Now with it is Kreft. Kreft, top of the key. Signaling for Hosler to come back his way. He'll give it to Hosler. Hosler on the elbow, trying to drive inside. And he takes it to the basket, and he's fouled as he goes up for the shot. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Second team foul here for the Rails, and the third on Aho. 40-37, Rails with the lead, 14 and a half to go. Hosler is good on the first, making it 38-40. Only one timeout called there in the first half as Aho will check out for Breed. And the only timeout was called by Hinckley-Finlayson. Both are up and good from Hosler to make it a one-point game once again. 40-39, Rails still lead. Carter on the elbow, now gives it to Omen. Omen will drift to the far side from the top of the key. He backs up and looking for someone to get it off to. He does to Carter. Carter at the top of the key. He drives forward. Now gives it off to Sanat. Sanat back out to Nyberg for three. That is off the mark, and Buchanan right there for the rebound. Up the court to Lefebvre. Lefebvre, pull-up jumper, no good. Doesn't get the roll, and that's Carter who gets the rebound for the Rails. And now it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch there by Sanat. He's not frustrated with himself on that one, and knows he gives it back to the Jaguars right after they took it away on the rebound. And now that gives the Jaguars another chance to try and take the lead. Lefebvre trying to drive inside, and as he drove inside, he was fouled on the shot. At that last step, he just threw it towards the net, and he wound up getting a foul call on the Rails. That is the second for Carter. 40-39, Lefebvre trying to tie this game with this free throw here. And he does. So Silas Lefebvre makes it a 40-all game. Lefebvre's second one is up and no good. And the rebound going to get to Lefebvre. So he didn't make both, but he gets the rebound swatted back out to him. And now poked away from Visser. Visser falls to the court trying to get it away, but it's going to be stolen away there by Sanat, and now stolen right back by Lefebvre. Lefebvre gets it back towards the basket, up and in for two. How does he do it? I don't know sometimes. My goodness. Just the way he's able to contort his body and twist, and my goodness. 42-40. Jaguars with the lead. And Carter falls to the court. And it looks like Hosler going to be the guilty Jaguar. He is. Hosler will be guilty, and he gets the first foul of the game for himself and the team's second of the second half here. 13-13 to go in half number 2. 42-40 the lead for Hinckley-Finlayson. Bit of a slow start for the Jaguars after halftime. They have since turned it on, and Lefebvre, he really has turned up the heat on offense. My goodness. I mean, that young man, just the way he's able to drive inside. Now, again, 5'10", not the smallest player on the court, but, 5'10", it's not easy to, maneuver when you're under 6 foot tall on the basketball court, because it just seems like everyone else is 6 foot and over, but he is fearless, and he drives to the basket. And the way he is able to absorb the body blows and just continue to put his shots up and get them to fall, it is quite impressive that he is able to do that, because I mean, a lot of other players, they would fall and their shot would just go well awry, but man, he is able to make the shots and get them to fall, and it is something that I think maybe is not so much coach, but it's just natural ability, because my goodness, is Silas Lefebvre a phenomenal athlete. So the Rails will start with it. It's Nyberg who gets the inbound. He's working on Lefebvre. Nyberg gives it to Carter. Carter goes inside to Sanat. Now back out to Omen. Omen for three. Off the mark, and Sanat will get the rebound. He'll dribble it back outside the perimeter. Waits for a moment, gives it to Omen. Omen now over to Breed. Breed drives, gives it to Sanat for three. That's off the mark, and Kreft gets the rebound, but it was ripped from his hand. Ooh, we get a dog pile. Surprised they didn't call a jump ball earlier. Dog pile, and the jump ball will favor the Proctor Rails. That's the way the possession arrow is facing. So Kreft got the rebound, and then he had it ripped out by a Rail. This inbound to Sanat. Sanat, he's just going to throw it towards the basket, and nowhere, but somehow Omen, oh my goodness, Omen is paying attention out there. He got it back in from out of bounds. I mean, he just basically swatted that at the ball, and Sanat was the beneficiary of the swat, and he put it up and in for two. We're tied at 42. Buchanan has it, far side corner. For three, it's good. I mean, he knew it was good as soon as he shot it. 45-42. He just watched it go through silky smooth. Buchanan over the defender on the near side elbow. My goodness, what a shot. Nyberg with it, goes inside to Sanat. Sanat trying to work on Buchanan, now back out to Omen. Omen to Breed. Breed fakes the three, gives it back to Nyberg. Nyberg takes 2 steps inside, puts up the shot, and that is in for two. 45-44. Hinckley-Finlayson still leads. 11:40 to go. Visser on the near side. It's a zone double team on him, now working in on him, trying to get through a trap. He does to Lucas Kreft. Kreft back to Lefebvre. Lefebvre directing traffic, gives it back to Kreft. Kreft's gonna face a zone triple team, now out to Lefebvre. Lefebvre to Hosler. Hosler turns around, one of the three, gives it back to Lefebvre. Lefebvre will put up the three. That's off the mark, and Buchanan gonna come down with the rebound, and I believe they're gonna get a foul on Proctor. And they do. It's Nyberg who gets the foul, the team's fourth, his first of the game. Buchanan at the line to shoot two. First one is up and good. 46-44. Kreft and Visser check out. Dagerstrom and Masterson check into the game. Buchanan no good on the second. Makes 1 of 2, and getting the rebound was Sanat. Sanat gives it off to Breed. Breed on the far side elbow. He gives it to Nyberg. Just hands it off. Nyberg wanted to go to Carter, but he's guarded well. He'll get it to Breed. Breed drifts near side, gives it off to Sanat. Sanat gives it off to Nyberg for 3. That's no good, and Buchanan will wind up coming down with the rebound. Stolen away, though, by the Proctor Rails. The shot is up and no good. Coming down with the rebound is Nyberg. Nyberg all the way to Carter, now to Breed. Breed, he wants to drive inside. It's up and no good, but he gets fouled, and that was close to a travel for him. It's going to be the first foul here on Masterson, his first of the game. Team's third in the second half, 10:28 to go, 46-44, Jaguars lead. Breed's first one is no good. Breed's second one is. So Breed makes 1 of 2, making it 45-46, a 1-point game. Hinckley-Finlayson with the lead. And Jaguars confused as to who's going to inbound. Degerstrom does go back. Degerstrom will inbound to Hosler. Hosler working on a little bit of a 3-quarter press here. Now to Buchanan, to Hosler. He drives inside, puts up the shot. That's no good. And Sanat with the rebound, passes it to Carter. Carter drives inside. Shot is up, no good. Masterson looking for the foul, no good. Sanat there for the rebound and puts it up and in for 2. Buchanan was hoping to get the foul call on the charge, and that didn't happen. They let it go. Hosler for 3, and that is a beautiful shot, and it's up and in. 49-47. Back and forth we go. Sanat gets the deep pass, and now under the net, gets it swatted from behind by Buchanan, and now on the floor. Buchanan having himself a night, got the block and got it off to Lefebvre, and Lefebvre was fouled by Sanat, his first, team's 5th. 47, excuse me. Lefebvre gives it off to Degerstrom. Degerstrom looking for someone to get it off to. Now goes inside to Masterson. Masterson wanted to turn around and put up the shot. Now back to Degerstrom to Lefebvre. On the far side for Hosler once again. That one's in and out. And Masterson will come down with the rebound. It's up and no good, but last touch out of bounds by the Rails. Masterson, nice job to come down with the rebound. I think his shot may have been tipped a little bit, and Nyberg tipped it out of bounds. Buchanan gets the inbound to Lefebvre. And Lefebvre goes one step inside, and now Degerstrom. Pass from Lefebvre to him is just a little bit behind, and he stepped on the boundary line trying to keep that ball in bounds. So the Rails will get it back. (49-47) the score. Hinckley-Finlayson with the lead. 9:10 to go in the game. Nyberg goes inside to Omen, and oh my goodness, Buchanan just kind of sat there and just absolutely used his hands to just rip it out of the air. Buchanan on the far side. That pass was tipped. Nyberg trying to get it, and he stepped on the boundary line, and we'll go back to the Jaguars. Nyberg not pleased with the call, but from what I seen, they both almost touched it, but it looked like Nyberg was out of bounds when he tried to get it. Kreft will inbound, and now get it off to Visser. Visser trying to get around the defender. Nice spin move, and the pass going to be tipped and stolen away by Nyberg. Nyberg going to go up and gets it to fall. Nyberg on the steal, and the 2 ties things up at 49. Visser gets the pass. Now to Degerstrom. Degerstrom, spin move, drives inside. Pass it back out to Visser. That's going to be stolen away. Stolen away by Carter. Up the court quickly and in for two from St. Germain. And 51-49 now the lead for Proctor. And we get a timeout, I'm guessing, from Hinckley-Finlayson. Hinckley-Finlayson will call their second timeout just to kind of regroup and get their next set of strategy that they want to use. 51-49. And again, what a half we have here in the second half. The first half had a lot of action in it, and this one just as much. They're under the halfway point. 8:17 to go here in the game, but Hinckley-Finlayson has pretty much held the lead for most of this second half that has been played so far, and they would like to continue that here as they trail by 2. And again, in this second half, neither team has really led by more than 4. The Jaguars will look to tie this game back up and get the lead and then pull away. They've been able to get the lead here in this game just in general, but they've never really been able to fully pull away. And they'll look to do that when they start back up. Degerstrom will inbound to Visser. Visser bounce pass back to Degerstrom. Degerstrom pauses a moment. Now gives it to Kreft. Kreft double team, gives it to Degerstrom. Degerstrom wants to drive inside, gives it to Masterson. Up and in for 2. Beautiful passing will tie the game at 51. Masterson puts it up and in for 2. He had about 3 defenders around him, but didn't phase him one bit. With it now is Aho trying to go inside. That pass is tipped. And going to say that he touched the boundary line. And the ball will go back to the Jaguars. Tied at 51, 7:47 to go. Masterson has it, looking to pass to someone. He does to Degerstrom. Degerstrom, he waits. And tries to go all the way across court to Hosler for 3. No good. After the rebound is Degerstrom. Degerstrom drives inside, puts up the shot. It's in for 2. Degerstrom with the rebound. Gets the shot to fall, plus the and 1. 53-51, Jaguars with the lead once again. And it's Hosler who got the score, plus the foul call on Carter for the Rails. That's his 3rd, team's 6th. And Degerstrom will try and make it a 3-point play. That's his first points of the game, and it's good. A 3-point play there for Degerstrom makes it 54-51. Back to a 3-point lead here for Hinckley-Finlayson. Just knew that right after Proctor took the lead, it wasn't going to take the Jaguars long to come back and tie it. And the shot, oh wow. Nice shot from Sanat from the top of the key to tie this thing at 54. I did not think that was going to go in. His shot looked a little bit weird, and now that pass was tipped. Kreft comes down with it, gets it off, and it's stolen away by Carter. Carter gets the steal. On the far side, we're tied at 54. He gives it off to Aho, now inside to Sanat. Sanat goes back to St. Germain for the short 2, no good. Sanat comes down with the rebound. Long 3 from Aho, no good. Masterson will pull down the rebound for Hinckley-Finlayson. Up the court goes Visser. That is Degerstrom. A nice pass to Kreft. Now to Lefebvre. Lefebvre trying to pass, but it's stolen away by Aho. And Aho works it up the court. Shot is no good. Lefebvre will come down with the rebound. Now underneath the basket, Masterson in for 2. Masterson 56-54 on the assist from Dan Kreft. Back the other way, the Rails. It's Carter to Aho. Aho trying to get inside on Kreft. Now stops, gives it to Nyberg. Nyberg will kind of reset the offense as he takes it to the top of the key. Gives it. And now Carter, a long 3 is no good. Kreft is just going to watch that one bounce out of bounds. And the Jaguars hold a 56-54 lead. 6:11 to go. Kreft inbounds to Visser. Visser back to Kreft. Kreft Lob pass to Degerstrom. Degerstrom across court to Lefebvre. Now to Buchanan, and Buchanan is going to be fouled, and oh my goodness. A rail goes hard to the court, and he's going to get up, thankfully. Never want to see anyone hurt. Aho does get the foul. Buchanan, a smart move to wait for Aho to go up and then wait for him to come back down to draw the foul. But unfortunately, Aho, I mean, he is up and he looks to be okay. He's going to go and get a breather, but that's a hard fall to the court. Buchanan's first one is up and good, though. 57-54. Jaguars with the lead. 3-point lead now, and they're looking to extend. No good for Buchanan. He makes one of two, but getting the rebound is Trey Visser. Gives it to Lefebvre. Lefebvre stops, looks one way, gives it to Degerstrom. Degerstrom to Kreft. Kreft's going to pull up from long three. No good. And goes through Buchanan's hands to Omen. Omen with the rebound. He gives it to Nyberg. Nyberg wanted Carter, but he's guarded by Kreft. Now Nyberg will work into the far side. Nyberg drives. Shot is up. Blocked by Buchanan. Buchanan another block here in the second half. And what happened there? Did we? Oh, we get a technical on the Proctor coach. That'll be their 8th, and Cole Lipinski gets a technical. Oh my. Not something you want if you're the Rails right now. 57-54. 5.5 to go. Buchanan no good on the first. So they'll get another one and the possession. So a technical foul called on the Proctor Rails head coach, Cole Lipinski. The refs will come together. They talk about something. 57-54, and Buchanan will look to make the most of this second shot. And he does. So Buchanan makes one of two, makes it 58-54. And the Jaguars will get the possession because of the technical on head coach Cole Lipinski for the Rails. And right now, if you're the Rails, you do not want to give any more fouls because you're already give the Jaguars in the bonus. You don't want to get them to the double bonus. Nice pass inside from Lefebvre to Visser, no good. But Buchanan, I don't know how. I don't know. Oh my goodness, he got the rebound and puts it back up and in for two. I don't know how Buchanan got that rebound, but what a play by Buchanan. And now it looks like the Rails are going to call a timeout, trailing 60-54. And Hinckley-Finlayson, their largest lead of 6 points. Be a timeout by the Proctor Rails. 5:06 to go here in the game. Rails with 18 fouls here in the second half, trailing 60-54. And Hinckley-Finlayson has come alive here, and my goodness, you know, Proctor's trying to put on the pressure on defense. They're playing not necessarily a full court, but kind of a three-quarter court press. Not quite like I mentioned the full court press, but three-quarter court. And Hinckley-Finlayson struggled with it early on. You know, Proctor kind of put it on. I'd say around that 8-minute mark is when they started that. And since Proctor got a couple of times to Hinckley-Finlayson turn over the ball, but since that, I mean, Hinckley-Finlayson has been lights out. They've found a way to get around it. They've found the lanes to pass through, and they are just doing a really good job of making sure to go around the Rails' hands that are in the passing lanes and wait for them to jump or come down from a jump. And they are just playing really smart basketball right now. Carter gets the pass from Nyberg, and looks like we're going to get a foul on Hinckley-Finlayson. Ooh, it's a tough one. That'll be on Degerstrom, his first. Team's fourth. Carter will get ready to inbound. Looks like we're going to have Nyberg tuck in his jersey. And Nyberg does get the inbound. Nyberg goes inside to Sanat. Blocked by Buchanan another time. Omen has it, gives it off to Sanat. Sanat going to drive inside, and he's bumped by Buchanan. Oh, Buchanan gets a little too much on that bump. Going to be his third foul, team's fifth. And Hosler will check into the game for Degerstrom. 60-54, 4:39 to go. Carter inbounds to Sanat, now back to Carter for three. No good. And Visser tried to get the rebound. It's going to go off of his fingertip out of bounds. Can't fault him for trying. But Visser almost would have been better off letting that one go. But again, can't fault him for trying. He's trying to get the rebound for his team. Nyberg gets a pass back from Carter. Nyberg going to work towards the top of the key. Now gives it off to Sanat on the far side. Now to St. Germain. St. Germain tries to drive. Gives it off to Sanat. Sanat, he steps back, gives it back to Carter. The far side corner. Carter trying to drive inside. Pulls back. That shot is blocked. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Hosler. But Hosler, it looked like a half attempt from Carter to shoot. So I don't know if he meant to shoot and or he didn't mean to shoot and it just slipped out, or if he meant to shoot and then second guess it so it looked kind of funny. And the three from Carter this time is good. 57-60. Lefebvre thinks about what to do with it. Gives it off to Buchanan. Now to Visser. Visser back to Kreft. Kreft lob pass to Lefebvre in the corner to Hosler. Hosler double team. Now to Kreft. Now to Visser. Visser to Lefebvre. Lefebvre fakes, pumps, goes inside. Off the backboard. No good. And Carter going to come down with the rebound. Smart job there by the Jaguars just to allow him to get the rebound. Sometimes it's not about, fighting for the rebound. It's about being smart, not drawing the foul, and letting someone, get the rebound or attempt the layup. And that ball going to go on the ground, and Hosler, I believe, going to get called for the foul. Hosler fell on top of Carter. Certainly didn't mean to by any means. He didn't he didn't mean to go on top of him like that, but he tripped over Carter's feet and accidentally fell onto him, and that's the foul. Carter gets the pass. He has it on the elbow on the far side, trying to get around Degerstrom, and the step back three is good. Carter for three on the step back, ties it at 60. Lefebvre. Off to Visser. Visser one step, gives it to Kreft. Kreft waits for the defender to jump, and now to Hosler, and not a good smart pass. Aho on the way. No good! Buchanan gets the rebound. To Visser. Now to Lefebvre. Back to Visser. Lefebvre, nice job to save that one from going out of bounds. Tied at 60, under 3 minutes to go. Visser bounce pass to Kreft. That's going to be not poked out by Nyberg because it's a foul. Nyberg did poke it, but got into the body of Kreft, and that's going to be a foul, and that'll send Kreft to the line for a 1-and-1. That is only the second for Nyberg. Kreft at the line for a 1-and-1, 2:36 to go. Tied at 60. What a game it's been between these two teams. Kreft is good on the first. 61-60. Good on both from Kreft. Those are his first points of the game, and what important points they are, as that gives Hinckley-Finlayson a 2-point lead. But now you got to watch out for Carter. Carter has all of a sudden made back-to-back threes, and he's probably feeling himself. Poked out by Hosler, and then you get a foul on Hosler. I respectfully disagree with that call. I didn't see the foul there. I thought he got all ball. Either way, that'll send Carter to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity, as now Proctor's in the bonus. 2:24 to go, 62-60. Jaguars with the lead. Carter gets a nice roll. Gets the first one to fall, 61-62. Gonna get a timeout called here by Proctor. 62-61, 2:24 to go here in the game. Hinckley-Finlayson with a 1-point lead. And man, what a game this is. We've had some pretty good games this week, but this one I think takes it all. Neither of these teams have been able to build up more than a 6-point lead from each other. And Hinckley-Finlayson right now has a 1-point lead with just under 2.5 to go here in the game. We're going to be in for a crazy finish here, ladies and gentlemen. These two teams very evenly matched here tonight, as we have seen, and a game that neither of these teams will forget. And just can't help but think if both these teams can play like this throughout the rest of the regular season and get into the playoffs, man, they're going to be two tough teams in the playoffs that aren't going to be easy outs. So Carter made the first, now looking to make both. No good, and with the rebound is Sanat. That looked like it may have been purposely missed by Carter because it went off the side, well off the side. Oh, and now Nyberg had it poked out. Nearly had it go out of bounds, but he'll get it back. 2:04 to go. Nyberg getting a screen. Pass to Sanat. He thought about three. Now he's going to drive inside. Shot is up. No good. Smart play there by Buchanan just to watch that one go. Buchanan off to Lefebvre. 62-61. To Hosler near side corner for three. That's good! Ashton Hosler with a clutch three and makes it a 4-point lead for Hinckley-Finlayson. Carter, he wants to answer. He's guarded by Hosler, though. He's going to step back, pass it off to Aho for three. No good. And Buchanan going to come down with the rebound. Buchanan, physical rebound. And they're going to get a foul, the 10th team foul on Proctor, the second there for Sanat. These teams getting a little chippy at each other. Got to be careful because you don't want to take a technical foul at this point in the game. 1.5 minutes to go. Both teams are starting to chirp at each other, starting to clap in each other's faces, and you just don't want to get a technical foul that way. Buchanan, no good. 65-61. 1.5 minutes exactly to go. Buchanan, no good on the second. And the rebound there by Aho. Give credit there to Hosler because he tried to slap it out, but he wanted to avoid the foul. The three from Carter is good. Yeah, you don't want to leave him any bit open. See, he's hot right now from three, and he shows that he can continue that. There, 1:14 to go. Still a 1-point lead here for the Jaguars, 65-64. They're going to get a timeout by Proctor once again, 1:14 to go, and that's their fourth timeout here in the second half. There was only one timeout called in that first half, and that was by Hinckley-Finlayson. And now the Proctor Rails have used their fourth. Hinckley-Finlayson has only used one other timeout since the first half, and they have 3 left. And I'm sure we might, if the Rails take the lead at all, we'll see them use at least one. But right now, the Jaguars lead 65-64 with 1:14 to go in the game. And again, it's just right now, Rails can't really do much on offense. They've still found some open shots, but Hinckley-Finlayson's making it tough. But when you leave Carter that wide open, I mean, he's feeling it from three, and he's going to drain those. Colbin Carter has made 3 threes in the last, 2-3 minutes. You want to make sure that you guard him well, because if you leave him any kind of room, he is going to hit the three. So you got to make sure to not give him any kind of space out there. And of course, you don't want to be too aggressive and foul and then send him to the line either, but it's tough. I mean, it's tough because it's going so fast, everything's moving, and looks like a bit of a full court press here from the Rails this time. Visser will get it to Kreft, and apparently the clock was not running. So the clock was not running. They're going to take 3 seconds off. 1:11 will be the time remaining. And now head coach Dan Kreft wants a word with the referee. Just going to ask about it and Not sure what they're talking about. I'm way up here, so I cannot hear what they are discussing. So the Jaguars will have to inbound once again, 65-64, inbounded to Buchanan. Buchanan to Lefebvre. Give it to your best ball handler, and now he'll give it to Kreft. Back to Lefebvre. Lefebvre traveled. Ooh, that could turn the tide here. Just something like that is sometimes all a team needs to really turn the tide in their favor. Checking into the game is Breed for St. Germain. Inbounded to Nyberg. Nyberg to Aho, inside. Oh, wide open is Sanat, in for two. And you don't want to leave him open, that wide open anyways. 65-66, Hinckley-Finlayson trails by one. Kreft guarded well to Lefebvre now. Lefebvre going to take it inside, pass to Buchanan. He just waits for the defenders to go by, puts it up and in for two. 67-66, we're in for a finish, ladies and gentlemen, under a minute to go. 35 seconds to go, and will the Rails just hold on for the final shot? 30 seconds left, and no good from Sanat. Sanat can't get the rebound. Sanat, he finally comes down with it, and Sanat's going to be fouled. 26 seconds to go. Who gets the foul? It's going to be Buchanan, his fourth, and you're not going to take him out now. I mean, you got 26 seconds left. If he gets his fifth foul at this point, it's really not a huge. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Because if he gets his fifth foul, well, there's 26 seconds left. He's not. The only way it makes a huge difference on the game is if this game would go into overtime. Then it does make a difference because if you're Hinckley-Finlayson, he's been your playmaker all night long, and you want him in the game for overtime. But if this game doesn't and you wind up winning it in regulation, well, then you don't need to worry about it because, well, he's, the impact will be missed because with 26 seconds left, if the Rails make both free throws here, unless this was not a shooting foul, it's gonna be hard because, Buchanan has been so good underneath the basket tonight for the Jaguars. So a lot on the line here. 26.7 seconds left, 67-66. The Jaguars with the lead. And I do believe it's going to be a shooting foul, but we'll wait and see. Timeout called there by the Jaguars. Again, they saw the lead go away and then quickly went down the court. Inside to Buchanan. He put it up and in for two. And he took the lead right back for Hinckley-Finlayson. And now we will see Sanat at the line. And again, I believe it's a shooting foul, but I could be wrong. Looks like a 1-and-1 for Sanat. So, Jaguars hoping he misses. Crowd is loud, and he gets a kind roll into the basket tied at 67 now. Sanat not letting the noise get to him. And was no good! Rebounded by Buchanan, up to Lefebvre. They're going to look for that last second shot, I'm guessing, and a timeout there by Dan Kreft. And here we go, 21 seconds left, and I'm sure, if you're the Rails, what do you do? Do you foul and send someone to the line for Hinckley-Finlayson? Hinckley-Finlayson hasn't been terrific from the line tonight. They've missed plenty, but they usually go and make the second one, so they've hit 50% tonight. So do you foul, risk them going to the line and making both and going down by two, or do you not and let the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars run out the clock and then let them take a last-second shot, probably from three, and I'm guessing it'll either be Lefebvre or Hosler or Degerstrom. Or again, do you foul and try and get them to shoot for it? It'll be interesting here to see what they do. Tied at 67 with 21 seconds left. The fourth timeout called by Hinckley-Finlayson. Dan Kreft telling his team what he wants them to do. And I'm sure Proctor Rails discussing what they want to do. And I'm sure there's discussions going something like, hey, do you want to foul and send them to the line? Or do you want, to take the chance of, letting the clock run down and them getting a last second shot? Because that's something you have to ask the team as well. How do they feel? And I'm sure, Hinckley-Finlayson's discussing, hey, do we try and run out the rest of this clock and take a last-second shot? Or do we go, score, trust the defense, or maybe even foul and send someone to the line? There's a lot on the table right now as Kreft will look to inbound. Kreft lobs it to Lefebvre. Lefebvre on the far side, inside to Buchanan, up and in for two. There we go, Buchanan, and get the final timeout called here by the Proctor Rails. 14 seconds to go, 7 seconds taken off the clock, and Buchanan once again. My goodness, Buchanan underneath the basket here this evening has just been outstanding, but give credit. The passing game here tonight for Hinckley-Finlayson has just been incredible. I mean, without the passes that we've seen from the Jaguars here tonight, Hinckley-Finlayson, I don't think would be in this game. The passing that Hinckley-Finlayson has shown, the precision on the passes, their ability to wait for the defender's arms to get out of the passing lane or for them to come down off of a jump and throw it around. I mean, it has just been remarkable how beautiful the passing game has been for the Jaguars in this game. And I mean, a ton of assists coming off of it, and that has led to a ton of points. So they have worked on that, and that has certainly been a huge reason why they have the lead here tonight. But, you know, if I can figure out what I want to say, if you leave, Carter open as many times as you did, well, that's the reason why Proctor is within 2. If you don't leave Carter open 3 times, well, there's a good chance that they don't have it this within just 2. Oh, and a miscommunication by the Proctor Rails is going to give the ball back to the Jaguars. St. Germain was looking for Carter, and Carter went up the court, and Germain passed it behind him, and now Jaguars will have it. 10 seconds left. No timeouts for the Rails, and I can bet that we'll see a foul quickly here by the Rails, and we do. Buchanan, almost got that pass off to Visser, but luckily the foul was called beforehand because Visser missed the shot. So maybe a bit of a lucky thing that they called the foul. Buchanan will be at the line. And Buchanan will shoot 2 because of the double bonus. That's the 4th called on Carter. No good. Still a 2-point game. 8 seconds to go. Buchanan trying to make this one. That'll make it a 3-point game. And Buchanan makes it. Makes it a 3-point game, 70-67. Here we go. 8 seconds to go. Hinckley-Finlayson going to call their final timeout. Neither team has a timeout left. 8 seconds to go, 70-67. Hinckley-Finlayson with the lead, and Buchanan makes a clutch free throw. Now, of course, you would have liked him to have made both. That would have made it a 4-point game, and no matter what, more than likely Proctor would have not had enough time to score. But he does make the second one. It's a clutch free throw. He makes it a 3-point game. And now, no matter what Proctor does, they can only tie it unless, you get the 3-shot and a foul, which I'm pretty sure Hinckley-Finlayson right now is saying, hey, just don't. If he's shooting 3, just let him shoot. Just let him shoot. Don't foul. Don't send him to the line. Even if he misses the 3, don't send him to the line for 3 free shots. Let him shoot, and if he misses, well, then go after the rebound, because even if they do rebound, they're not going to have enough time to push the ball back out to the perimeter for another 3-point shot. They're going to have to take the 2 that they are given. Here we go. 8 seconds left. Proctor's going to have one last chance at it. Hinckley-Finlayson, can they hold on? It's inbounded to Nyberg. Nyberg going to have to work up the court quickly. 5 seconds to go. Nyberg gets it off. He wanted to get Carter. He puts up the 3. The shot is no good. It goes out of bounds, and the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars are going to get out of here with the victory. 70-67. 0.2 seconds left on the board. There it is. Hinckley-Finlayson gets out of here with the victory over Proctor. 70-67. What a game. Wow. An absolute crazy game here in this one. A crazy ending, super competitive, and my goodness, what a battle between these two Section 7 AA teams. 70-67, the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars get the victory over the Proctor Rails. The Jaguars move back to 500 on the year, 12-12. And the Proctor Rails fall to 6-17. We'll take a commercial break here. Word from our fine sponsors. When we come back, I'll recap the game, give you our stat leaders, and we'll also let you know what's coming up for Hinckley-Finlayson and WCMP. You're listening to Boys Basketball right here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
3 words: Sriracha Cheese Curds. Introducing the latest A&W family restaurant side with a kick. Sriracha Cheese Curds have arrived at A&W. We've spiced up our 100% Wisconsin white cheddar cheese curds with just the right amount of sriracha heat. You can enjoy Sriracha Cheese Curds with your favorite A&W combo or on their own. Make sure to cool off the heat with a frosty mug of original A&W root beer. Hurry in, Sriracha Cheese Curds are only available for a limited time at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
Feeling a little cold this winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look us up, deheatingcooling.com.
106.5 FM, AM 1350, and streaming online at WCMPradio.com. The Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars here on senior night get the victory over the Proctor Rails, 70-67, and what a game it was. At halftime, Hinckley-Finlayson was down 32-31, and you just felt like with how this game was going at half, we were in for one crazy finish, and we were. It was a crazy finish here to the second half. 39 points scored in the second half by Hinckley-Finlayson to the Proctor's 35, and it was so fun to be a part of this game. What a game it was. Hinckley-Finlayson came out, and again, they took the lead early on, but then Proctor came back, took the lead back. They led by 6 once again, and then Hinckley-Finlayson came back. They led, and neither team led by double digits. The 6-point lead was the biggest lead here for either team, but it was really John Buchanan who came alive in this game for Hinckley-Finlayson, and he scored 10 points in the first half, 17 in the second half. He had 11 rebounds as well, with 3 blocks there in the second half alone. They had 3 first-half steals, 3 in the second half for 6 total. They had 8 second-half fouls, so bit of a messier second half foul-wise for them. They had 5 in the first half, so 13 total. But again, John Buchanan, 27 points, easily led the team, and he helped them to victory here this evening, 70-67. Man, he had some clutch plays here tonight, but probably none more than that final free throw that he made. Now, he missed the first, and he would have liked him to make it because if he makes both, it's a 4-point game, but he missed the first and made the second, and that is what helped them get that 3-point lead, 70-67, and that was the lead that Proctor just could not overcome, and the Jaguars get out of here with a victory over the Proctor Rails. Leading the way, as I mentioned, was John Buchanan with 27 points, 14 for Silas LaFave, then 11 for Ashton Hosler, 5 for both Trey Visser and Jordan Masterson. Then 3 for Levi Degerstrom, 2 for Marcel Ritchie and Lucas Kreft. And then on the other side for the Proctor Rails, they had 5 first-half steals, 7 here in the second half, so a good second half for them steal-wise, 12 total. So they really turned up the heat on defense, and a lot of that was due to the full-court pressure that they put on, but not enough. They had 11 second-half fouls, 7 first-half, equaling out to 18. They did get a technical on their head coach Cole Lipinski there in the second half as well. But leading the way for them was Josh Sinat with 22 points, 21 for Colbin Carter, and then 7 for Carter St. Germain, 4 for Nicholas Breed, 2 for Colin Aho, and leading the way in rebounds was Sinat with 10. Carter, he got 5 himself along with Nyberg. He also had 5. 5. Then 4 steals total for Colbin Carter and 3 in the second half for Sinat. So, as I mentioned, the Proctor Rails turned up the heat here in the second half, but it was just not enough as Hinckley-Finlayson gets the victory over the Proctor Rails, 70-67. So the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars move to 500 on the season. They sit at 12-12, and now are 3-3 in the section and 7-5 in the conference. They will move on to next Tuesday, and they will travel up to Barnum for their next game to take on the Bombers, and then they'll wrap up their regular season next Friday as they'll travel to Mora to take on the Mustangs. And the Mustangs, man, they are one of the hottest teams in the local area, so that should be a fun one. And the Bombers, not going to be an easy win for Hinckley-Finlayson either. They are 16-5 on the season, albeit they're a single-A school, but that still should be a fun one because, they used to play the Bombers a little bit more often as they were both single-A schools, but this is the first year for Hinckley-Finlayson in AA, and man, I'd say they're having a pretty darn good season myself, if I do say so. So that'll wrap up the season for Hinckley-Finlayson. Again, next Tuesday at Barnum, and then the following Friday, the 25th, in Mora, and that should be a fun one as well. Hinckley-Finlayson, again, they are very good. They're a lot better than I think some teams give them credit for, and I think a lot of teams might overlook them. So, I think they're going to make a push here once the playoffs come. Coming up for WCMP here, this is it for our broadcast here during the week. We'll have a couple more tomorrow. We'll have hockey action here on this station, 106.5 FM AM 1350, as Pine City, the boys Dragon hockey team, will travel out to Sauk Rapids Rice to take on the Storm for their first round playoff game. That'll begin at 3:30. And then, of course, don't forget to tune in at 11 a.m. for the Coach's Corner, live from A&W. And you, of course, can hear that right here on this very same station, 106.5 FM. But again, the final here in this one, the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars get the victory over the Proctor Rails, 70-67. Want to thank all of you who tuned in here tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this game, whether you watched it online at WCMPradio.com or listened on 106.5 FM AM 1350. Appreciate you so much for tuning in. It means a lot to have listeners who tune in. Want to give a huge shout out to all of our fine sponsors. Thank you for sponsoring the entire winter sports broadcasting season. Of course, we can't do without them, so thank you to our sponsors so much for sponsoring us this entire winter sports season. Once again, the final here, the Jaguars 70 over the Proctor Rails 67. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night and a fantastic weekend.